There he is, joining us again on the program, the former Georgia Bulldog. Wow, did they mop Marshall? Talk about covering the spread on the weekend. Coach Phillip Daniels is with us. Hey, got the win on Labor Day. Your crew again, that line causing havoc. Now that you've watched some tape, how do you assess things, Coach?
Man, we played well, but of course, you know me, we got a lot to work on. We got a lot to improve on. We can play a lot better. We left some stuff on the field, of course, but anytime you come out with a win, and we just got to learn to finish, we got to finish, and that's for the whole defense. We just got to finish. But overall, I was proud of the guys, how they came out and played. And I think that, like I say, we got a lot of room for improvement.
Can we ask you... Hey, listen, he had a great game, so don't say it. I'm glad you didn't say anything to wreck the juju. Does Malik Carney get extremely hot wearing a winter Saskatchewan balaclava during the middle of summer in Saskatchewan while he's playing a professional football game? Because that looks incredibly uncomfortable when they show him on the sidelines with his helmet off.
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. All I know is he playing good, so that's all that matters with me. But hopefully he don't change it if it's working. So, but I just think that he's one of those guys that come prepared every week. He's a guy that goes out and plays hard. He true leader for the defense, especially our line. Keeping guys together. He's improving every game. And this was his game to go out and do some great things. He did it.
Do you know why? Are you involved in it? What's with the sack dance? What does that represent? Where they're like revving the motor, but what's going on there? I don't know.
Each one of my guys got their own unique thing they do, and they do the same thing every time so that all the other guys can join in. Me on the sidelines, I know they're not going to see me, so I don't join in. But at the same time, they come over and I pat them on the helmet and say, good job, you know what I'm saying? But we tell guys to celebrate together, and that's how it is, you know what I'm saying? If one of us get a sack, we all should be out there doing the same thing that he's doing, celebrating together and doing those things. So we definitely, I know all their dances. Sometimes I go in the meeting rooms and I tell them I need a lot of this, I need a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? And they said, hey, Coach, you know all of our stuff. And if I don't know it, like for Lee, like Ali, I never knew what he was going to do. But he came with the wipe and throw. So it was good, man. It was good. It's good to see them out there celebrating, having fun together, you know what I'm saying? And that we don't have, no hidden insecurities and that everybody's working together for the betterment of the team and the defensive line.
What was yours when you were patrolling?
I just flex, man. I got all these muscles. So I just flex and yelled. That's all I did, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have nothing too special. So
can we rewind back to May and training camp in Saskatoon when you got this group together? Because we're seeing what they're doing now. Did you see this in them? And obviously you're going to say there's probably could be more to come, but was it special from like day one of training camp with the athletes that they've given you to work with?
Yes, the D-line coach that. Of course they were special. But I saw it in them. I saw every guy, we had Mike Rose join us and we had Shane join us, and I saw some special things in all of them. Even some of the young guys that was coming up, some guys yet to get on the field. But I feel like the group was a group that they care about each other. They love each other. They hang out together. They talk. We didn't have that in the past. It's all about gelling your chemistry. You know what I'm saying? You only build that by guys who like each other, like playing with each other. And I saw that in training camp. I saw the guys come together, eating together, talking, and I just listen to the conversation sometimes. It tells me a lot. But it takes that to have a good D-line. You got to have guys out there that you can trust, and they got your best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go out and do this thing. You listen to me, I listen to you, and let's go get it done. And that's what my group is doing right now.
Was that something like, Coach Mace had a relationship with a few of them, or a guy like Rose comes in? Was that something that you guys knew? Like, okay, he's going to slot in well. He's going to be one of the guys, going to fit in seamlessly. Did you know that kind of maybe beforehand with some of them?
I did. I met Shane when I was in Toronto.
Okay.
I was a motivational speaker for them during the Grey Cup about 3 years ago. And I met him, and we talked a lot on the sideline. He was hurt at the time, but I knew he knew the system. I knew he had been in the system. And all these guys, Rose, Micah, all these guys had been in the system before. So I knew that they would gel pretty well. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do is just refresh their mind on the playbook and the terminology and stuff. It changes as you go from team to team. But overall, I knew that by playing in the system before, they would come together faster. And that's exactly what they did.
We had Glenn Suter on in the first hour of the show, and he said on Saturday, the hardest 2 points of the season to get for the Riders is when they go to Winnipeg. You guys were able to hold Brady Oliveira to under 30 yards, which is incredible. But he can break it big. So anything, not that you're going to tell us anything changing, like what do you do to get that repeat performance? Because you guys did you were able to shut down like the key weapons of the Winnipeg Blue Bomber offense, that running game.
Well, we know how good of a back he is. He killed us in the final, and you got to be prepared for him. But he only ran like 5 times, and I think early in that game we kind of shut down the run and caused them to go to the pass. But nothing's changing for us. We just got to get better on the stuff that we messed up on. The things that we didn't do well. We just got to improve going into this game. Of course, I expect them to come with a different wrinkle and give them the ball more probably, and the run game get going a little bit more. I expect that, I always expect that as a D-line coach. I expect them to run the ball, and my job is to, for my guy to help my guys stop that run as best as we can, So I feel confident about our chances of going in there, but of course they're a good team, and I know that that's a tough place to play. The crowd is going to be loud. It's going to be tough for our offense, so we got to carry the offense for a while probably. It's going to be difficult for them. We got to go in there with that attitude or mentality of saying that our offense is going to go through a lot with all this crowd noise, so we on defense, we got to play better than their defense, and we just got to go out and do our thing and try to win this game. And if the offense can handle that and do well, that's good. That's a bonus. So, I expect us to go in and play well. I don't expect it to be anything different than what we're going to do, but do things better on the things that we didn't do in this last game.
That atmosphere, and I know it's like, it's one of the greatest things, but any stories that you can tell us for the guys that maybe haven't been through it, because that place was rocking. And do you get goosebumps when you're getting ready to go on the field? Does it remind you of your time, going out with Washington or something and back in the day?
Well, I played in the SEC where crowds were like this all the time. So
True,
it don't bother. I'm used to it. I'm kind of used to it. But, it is an atmosphere that you go get in there and the rivalry and stuff. And just like when I played with Washington with the Cowboys, it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. It means a lot to the fans. And when we go in there, they're going to have a whole lot of fans up in those stands. And it means a lot to them. So we know they're going to give us our best. Their best shot, and we just got to go in there and be well prepared to handle anything, any controversy, anything that comes our way. We got to be able to get through it and move on to the next play. And that's the thing. Hey, the play that's in front of you is the most important play, and then we'll move on to the next play. But right now, I think going in there, we know it's going to be, we got to win at home. We know that they want to try to beat us there and, try to split this thing, get this thing to even. But we got to go in there prepared. Like I said, this week going to be important to get that done.
Phil Daniels is with us from the Saskatchewan Roughriders D-line coach. So when you take off your coach's hat and you put on your dad hat and you talk to your son DeVaris from the Toronto Argonauts, I had said, that's the best 4-8 football team I think I've ever seen, and I don't want to play them because they are scary. What are your conversations like? Because that team, holy smokes, up, down. They can't not score 50 points. It's got to make for some fun combos with Dad.
See, I'm gonna do what he never does. He never correct people on saying his name correctly. You know what I'm saying? So his name is DeVaris. It's DeVaris. Yeah. So I want to make sure everybody know that out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that team they won the Grey Cup last year. We know they had some injuries early on, and they was just plugging people in and trying to. It hurts the special teams a lot when you got guys coming off the street trying to plug them in because they only have a week to prepare and have to go play. The defense has been up and down a little bit there, but they putting up a whole lot of points. And when you can put up a whole lot of points like that, you should win games. But if the defense can just, control the other team from getting too many yards rushing and control it a little bit, then I think they got a good chance of getting back in the hunt here. Of course, I always tell them, when if you throw the ball to my son a little bit more, you win. But of course, that ain't happening this year, and he ain't getting the ball as much as he usually get it. But at the same time, he's a leader. He's going to stay with that team and do whatever he can to help them. I just feel like, I wish he was with me.
Yeah.
I wish he was on our team. But at the same time, I understand this sport, man, and he's going to do everything he can to help them get to where they got to go. And you got to realize they did win the Grey Cup with the quarterback that they got now, Arbuckle. So I think at any time that defense can get the click in and stop some people, and they get going and they get into the hunt and maybe get in there, sneak in there.
Watch, there's a bunch of dads listening right now, and Regina Minor football dads are like, "See, I'm going to go tell the coach they need to throw to my kid more if they want to win." Okay, I want to ask you this as like a football guy, because you go through your resume, right, as a coach and as a player, the NFL and all that. I brought it up at the beginning of the show. Being a Patriots fan, I saw Tom Brady punt it twice on third down, not even fourth, as an element of surprise. Trevor Harris lays down a nice one on Sunday. I don't know if that's his first career punt. Is that something you've seen a lot, Coach, in your days?
I have. But the funniest thing about Trevor, he was stretching right before he did it. He stuck in a full-out stretch on the field, stretching his hamstrings, everything. So I hope he didn't give that away. But it was a great kick by him. I have seen teams do that. I know we've done it before on teams that I've been on. And it's just a way to say, hey, we're going for it on third down. And if they're not ready, we kick it. We pin them deep down in their territory. In that case, we end up getting points. So it was a great kick by Trevor. I'm glad he stretched them hamstrings out and got it off. And he did a good job, man. So that was a good thing for us and the team.
Okay, so you go ahead, Mass.
I was going to say, you mentioned you played in the SEC. College football started on Saturday. You're a Georgia Bulldog. What's better, a Georgia win or watching Alabama lose to Florida State? Kalen DeBoer, and what is happening to the program? They're calling for one loss, Phil, and they're calling for his head. They want Nick Saban back, give him whatever money he wants. You got to be loving the fact that Roll Tide isn't rolling all that well today.
I love it. Now, I love it when Alabama lose. But, because I expect my dogs to win, you know what I'm saying? That's like a no-brainer. But I mess with their fans. I'm on my Facebook page messing with their fans so much. And my number one thing that I always say to them, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I always throw that out there. And I put this rabbit on there with a gun. So I'm messing with them. So I love it when they lose. Their fans are so, I don't know, I can't describe them, man. They just get on your nerves. They just too arrogant. And so, whenever they lose, I'm happy about that. But my thing is with the coach, it's hard to come in and replace a legend, a guy who wins all the time. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't have took that job, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to follow him. But my thing is, I feel he had a nice career going at Washington. He came in here and he knew he could do it. And I think with his offense, he just needs a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? Somebody can sling that thing out. Somebody can run around, throw it. And you saw the quarterback he had in Washington. That's what he need. And I think it's going to take him some time. And I think the Alabama people got to realize, it's sports, you know what I'm saying? With the NIL and the, and all this, getting in the portal, everything changed. Everything changed. And a lot of people like to say that Nick Saban probably left because of that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, every year, everybody got a chance now. And if you ain't up on your recruiting and getting the right people out of the portal, I mean, look at Florida State, what they did, You got to be able to get in that portal, get the right kind of guys that fit your system and guys that go come in and play hard for you, and it'll change. But, I love it when Alabama lose, tell you the truth. Listen, I don't care nothing about Alabama. And we played them this year. We played them this year. So it's going to be fun.
I went to the game last year in Tuscaloosa when Georgia was there. What an atmosphere that was. There might be a head coaching job available soon at North Carolina. The guy just might not show up there anymore.
How bad was that? That was so bad.
I want to ask you, as a former Redskin, have you watched the Cowboys Netflix series yet at all? I know you don't have a lot of time.
I haven't, man. I haven't watched it, but
off season, you got to get into that as a guy that played against that team and everything. It is unreal. Okay, I know we kept you a little bit long, but I got to let you know. Dallas, Philly, Thursday night. Philly is -8.5. So you got ties to Philly, but then the Giants in Washington. I heard today people are taking the Giants to beat Washington. Is that crazy?
I don't know. I mean, you think McLaurin, he held out for a while. You know what I'm saying? They traded the running back Robinson away. They got a young guy back there now, and they got Eckler. I mean, you know how that game can go. And teams improve so much over the course of an off season. So I don't know how New York's going to be. So if they can stop the run, and they got the guys, the size, and they got the guys to do that, they may have a chance. But I can't go against Washington. You know what I'm saying? I played there. And also looking at Philly and Dallas, you know what I'm saying? You would think that's going to be a really good game, but I just think Philly got too much for them. Saquon running that ball, and I know how hard it's been for Dallas to stop the run. Now they bettered themselves by trading away
Micah.
I just feel like they bettered themselves because not that they traded him away, it's just because of what they got back in return. They got a D tackle back in that trade that can help them a whole lot with that run game, because I know Green Bay was like number 7 last year. So, and they had trouble stopping the run. They were number 30 last year. If you can just improve on stopping the run game, you're gonna be that much better. Because when you look at the playoffs and teams that get to the playoffs, teams that win games, it's all about stopping the run. Everybody think it's sacks. You know what I'm saying? You trade a sack guy away. Yeah, have them sacks. But I need to stop this run to give me more opportunities to rush the passer, and then my other guys will get more sacks. You know what I'm saying? So people look at it the wrong way, and coaches look at it the wrong way, and that's where they fail. So I just think it's we'll see what happens, man. But I think Philly is a little bit too strong for them, especially first game of the season when you got all this stuff going on in the off season. It's going to get kind of crazy.
We're looking for an NFL insider on the show, so we might be calling you more. That's some good insight.
let me know, man. Hey, let me know. I'm good at that.
We pay you in Western Pizza and KFC. That's all we got. All right.
That'll be fine.
All right, Coach. Best of luck. Have a good one in Winnipeg on the rematch. Go get it. Appreciate you taking time today again.
All right. Thank you guys for having me.